So this video has been a long time coming, especially concerning I'm a little sick, so if I start coughing, then please forgive me. First of all, I'm wearing the first rendition of the All the Above sweater. Let me know if you guys like this one, and I may make it happen. This video has been a long time coming, especially concerning my personal life, because I get this question that I'm about to address every time every time I see somebody that I haven't seen in a couple months or a year or more, and it's been extremely taxing for my mental health. Well, initially it was extremely taxing on my mental health, and it's been extremely exhausting. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm not exactly enthusiastic about making this video. However, I am ready, and I will be eating as I make this video because I've made several videos today, and I'm very hungry, and I have some tests coming up in school, so I won't have time to make more videos, so forgive me. Some people who like to pretend that they don't watch my videos, who are ghosts, but clearly watch some of my videos, and some people who are subscribed to my channel know that I moved to LA in 2022 to pursue my dreams of being an actor. Now, I've been pursuing and thinking and plotting and planning and trying and failing at trying to become an actor since 2017. In 2017, I was 18 years old, and I made the decision that I'm going to pursue acting. Mind you, this was before TikTok or anything like that. I fell in love with acting when I was 15 years old. To make a long story short, I was really scared to audition for anything in my high school, so I never did. So many people didn't really know about my passion for storytelling and acting, except for the people who are in my theater class and two of my theater teachers. My theater teacher in sophomore year of high school ended up moving me to advanced theater, and I thought that advanced theater would be a place for me to gain my confidence, to finally, build up the courage to learn the craft of acting and to get on stage. However, that's not how my theater teacher saw that's not how he saw the class. He really saw it as a free period to work on his outside projects and not really teach us anything. So as you can imagine, finally finding out what you were passionate about after not having a real sense of purpose for so many years, and finally finding out what you were passionate about and getting the opportunity to expand and learn about it, especially at the adolescent ripe age of 15 years old, that was heartbreaking for me that I couldn't explore my new, passion in a safe space. So me wanting to be an actor from the age of 15 for the rest of high school, it just kind of became something that I wanted to do but never acted on. And I was slowly but surely building up the confidence to do so. And finally, when I graduated, at that time, I live in Houston. Around that time, I didn't know about like the ensemble theater and different outside theaters because I was so new. And also, this is important to know that I didn't tell any of my friends at that time because I was afraid that they would judge me. And it sounds very silly and very Troy Bolton, High School Musical. I didn't want to tell anybody I did theater, but I was afraid that they would judge me because the theater kids at my school were so not cool. Like, they were so not popular. They were so weird. And I say that with respect because at the end of the day, they were really just being themselves. So respect to them. But not that I was super cool or popular in high school, but they were they were weirder than me. Like, they were actually weird. Like, they used to run down the hallway like Naruto and things like that. So I didn't even fit in. So it was just really new and uncomfortable for me, and I didn't know about any other theaters in Houston, so it's like, and I didn't tell anybody. So I'm sure if I had told like other people about my passion for acting, I could have been, I could have been more informed on other options outside of school. But I didn't. And even when I told people in my family, I got the same judgmental reaction. Like I said, I already wasn't popular in high school or anything like that. So I didn't want to add I don't want to add a reason for somebody to like pick on me or be, try me in any way. So I kind of buried it until after high school. I told myself in college, I'm going to pick a college. And no, I said in college, I'm going to go full throttle with this. I'm going to try to like maybe even major in theater and like see what I can do to pursue this dream. And, college, I really had high expectations for college. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't the type of high school student who was planning my, future. I wasn't the kid who was like, my goal is to go to Harvard, so I'm going to make this GPA and I'm going to do these extracurricular activities. I didn't have a plan for my future because, long story short, I just didn't really have a plan. So instead of me being a sophomore thinking, oh, like, let me plan to go to a performing arts university, let me build up my craft to go to a performing arts university, I didn't really know too much about what the process was to do it. So by the time I got to being 18 and graduating a senior, I only applied to like maybe 3 or 4 colleges. I got accepted, and they were all in Texas. And I got accepted into all of them except for one. And no school in Texas is like a performing arts school, except for maybe like, it's not a performing arts school in the sense that they don't have prestige and they're not known for their performing arts. They weren't like a theater kid's dream, like a Juilliard for undergrad or an NYU or, no college. They weren't like New York colleges or even UCLA or anything like that. So I kind of beat myself up for that. And yes, I have to give y'all the background because just so y'all can have context. And this is probably going to be a long video because I'm going to talk about several things in this video. So it's probably going to have part 1, part 2, part 3 because I know this video is going to be super long. And I have several points to make. But yeah, by the time college rolled around, I only had a few options because I didn't really apply to that many schools, and I ended up choosing UTSA. Now, I was going to go to UTSA, and honestly, I didn't really know why I was going there. I was like, well, I mean, everybody from my school, everybody from my area of high school in Houston and stuff, a lot of people are planning to go to UTSA. And a lot of people went to UTSA that I knew who were older than me. So I was like, okay, well, let me just go to UTSA. Why not? I was going to UTSA till I found out, I went to their orientation and I found out that it had no theater program. And remember, at this point, I was like, I'm going to follow my dreams. Like, the world is ahead of me. I can be whoever I want. I don't have to carry this identity of not having an identity that, it doesn't have to be the same way high school was for me. I can just explore and try and fail and create like a new version of myself. So when I found out UTSA didn't have a theater program, I was like, oh, well, I'm not going here. Like, it was July, I think, before school started. School starts in August. So right then and there, I dropped UTSA and I was like, let me go to my second option, Texas Tech. Now, Texas Tech, this decision right here, I feel like changed the entire course of my history. Of course it did. College is such like a pivotal experience, but going to Texas Tech really was like, for my 18-year-old mind, was an interesting decision. Lubbock, Texas, where Texas Tech is 9 hours away from Houston. I think, yeah, 9 hours away from Houston. And I don't know, I'm from Sugar Land. I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm from the Houston area. I don't even say that I'm from Texas. When people outside in different states or countries ask me where I'm from, I never say Texas because I don't know what Texas is. I know what Houston is. I did not visit Texas Tech before choosing to go there because I just went there based off the fact that they had a theater program at the very least. I did not know Lubbock, Texas was Tumbleweed City. I didn't know that there was excuse me, that was nasty. I didn't know that there was nothing to do there except for go to Texas Tech. I didn't know that it was North Texas, like literally north. I didn't even know what North Texas meant. Okay? The only places I've been in Texas is Dallas, kind of Houston, and San Antonio and Austin. I don't think I've ever been anywhere else in Texas unless I was driving through the city. So imagine wanting to pursue acting, a very liberal, unconventional thing to do, especially while in college, in the middle of nowhere, Texas. Did I think about that? No. The only thing that I was saying to myself was, okay, they have a theater program. And I was so naive. I had such a skewed view of what college was before I actually went to college, y'all. I thought college, first of all, I thought every school, every university was to a certain standard. I didn't think there was such thing as going to a bad school. Of course, I didn't think every school was Ivy League. I didn't think every school was Harvard. But I thought because it's college that their expectations of students and academics and learning was always so high. And that's not the truth for every major. That's not the truth for every school. And that's kind of what we're taught in high school. Like our teachers speak to us about college like it's so rigorous, no matter what major you choose, no matter what school you go to, that college is just a rigorous experience. And I changed my major 2 or 3 times in college. And was some majors harder than others? Which I'll get to. Were some majors harder than others? Yes. But was it like rigorous to where you're like, was it like what I'm trying to say is that it wasn't that deep. Like school was just school. Like it wasn't that much of a departure from high school, to be very honest. It's not as if they felt we were always on the brink of failure and the learning was just so. Of course, I didn't major in aeroscience or something like that. So let me get to that. So my major, I get to Texas Tech and I get in undeclared, and I'm trying to decide whether I want to major in theater or something else that makes sense. And like I said, I felt like I had missed my opportunity in high school to really explore my creative passions and find out who I was. So theater was actually something I was considering. And I'm very glad that, spoiler alert, I didn't choose that. I'm actually too happy I didn't choose to major in theater, especially at Texas Tech. But I came in undeclared, and this is where I get really honest about my journey and my rejection journey and my foray into acting. So I didn't know what to major in, and I came on campus and I met with my acting professor. I met with the acting professor. I don't want to give too much detail about him because I honestly feel like he'll find this video or somebody's going to share it to him or something. And it's just not worth it. Like, it's really not worth it. Like, y'all, the theater community can be messy. The school is weird. I don't know. Anyways, I met with my acting professor and I really respected his background, okay? That's all I'll say about him because I just know somebody's probably gonna find this and share it. But I really respected his background, so I trusted him to mentor me. And I trusted him to basically guide me into how to making my dreams become a reality. Because as everyone knows, pursuing something like acting is very much not practical and it's very difficult to break into. And he was extremely talented. His resume spoke for himself. And even he didn't become, some famous actor. But because of his impressive background and age and years of experience, I trusted him. And year after year after year, he proved to me why he was not a trustworthy mentor. He proved to me why he made the journey to becoming an actor way more lonely than I would have preferred. He made me feel talented and special and important, like I was gonna be the next Viola Davis or something, just to constantly reject me without giving me much reason. Just to constantly tell me that I'm not ready without giving me without much reason. He called me out consistently as if I was special, and then he would also call me out to tear me down in front of other people, in front of the class. They came to a point freshman year where I realized I don't know if I had made the right decision in choosing to go to school in the middle of nowhere. And I thought he would understand my concern. And I confided in him, and I asked him to write me a recommendation letter because he always speaks so highly of me, especially to my face. I asked him to write me a recommendation letter to transfer to a better school. He emailed me back and told me how happy he was to have written that letter. He basically said he would write it, and he was happy to do it. The day after the application was due, I submitted my part. I saw him the day after because he was out of town for like the whole semester. My acting teacher was out of town for like the whole semester, so we had the sub, which is a different story. But when he finally came back the day after the application was due, he told me, oh, I forgot to submit it, but it's okay. Like, you should just send them an email as if they cared. You know what I mean? Like, this is acting is very strict. Like, the institutionalized acting when it comes to conservatories and universities and the academia of it all, it's very, first of all, pretentious. Secondly, it's extremely strict, and submitting your application late is not off the table. It's not on the table. You're just not going to be considered. It's just that on that. So that really broke my heart, y'all. Like, I realized then and there that this old man was weird and fake. And I'm sorry to say, I'm probably going to cut that out. And not only did he not submit my letter, he called me out in front of the entire class and told me that it was weird that I was trying to transfer schools after all that he's poured into me.